What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Brian Mell with Marty's Buick GMC and Chevrolet, and I'm excited because today I finally get a chance to show you all a real-world comparison between the 2023 Sierra Denali and the 2023 Sierra Denali Ultimate. I know a lot of people are kind of gauging which one they want, which one are they most interested in, is it worth the difference in the price? So let's take a look. All right, now before we get right into the interiors, I do want to show you all the window stickers. So the first one that I'm going to pop up on your screen right now is for the white 2023 Sierra 1500 Denali. You're going to see an MSRP, I believe it's right around $74,000 and change. I'll give you a second to take a peek at it. And then the next window sticker is for this truck right here. And this is an $83,000 and change window sticker. And that is, of course, for the Ultimate. So just to make numbers easier, we're looking at about a $10,000 difference between these two trucks. All right, so we're going to start out first with the Sierra Denali. I'm going to show you all the back, and then we'll jump in the front. And then after that, I will show you the Ultimate, and you guys can make your decision as to which one you prefer, whether or not you think it's worth the price differences, things like that. So here's a look at the Denali door. You can see we've got the jet black leather interior, we've got the wood grain, we've got some aluminum, we've got some cross stitching here, some contrast stitching. Looks really nice, especially with the new speaker grills in the back. Business as usual back here. I'm not going to go too in depth, but you do have the 10-quart storage compartments on the back of both seats. You've got the armrest that doubles as a cup holder. They're heated back here. You can see your heated seat controls are actually right here on the back of the console. You've also got a USB-C, a USB port. You've got your vents, and then you've got the pockets on the back of both seats as well. And I'll just step back so you guys can get a better look. I do apologize if the sun's a little bit brutal today. Now let's jump up front, because this is probably what you guys are kind of more interested in seeing. I'm going to step back once again just so you guys can see the door up front. Same as in the back, you've got your cross stitching, jet black interior, aluminum, wood grain. I do love this new little Denali badge that they put on the door. I think that's a nice little touch. But let's take a look at our seat. You can see we've got our power seat controls here, our power lumbar support. We've got some piping running along the side of the seat. We've got cross stitching. They are perforated leather because they are ventilated as well as heated. We've got Denali embroidered here on the back of the seat. There's your headrest. And just give you a better look at that stitching, because it is vastly improved over the previous generation, in my opinion. All right. Now, I'm not going to go over all the interior features. This is really more of just a comparison so you guys can see the differences. But I will go over a few things really quickly. Obviously, you have your power windows, door locks, your mirror controls over here on the left. You got your parking brake. You've got your four-wheel drive controls, your mode selector, your headlight controls, your gauge cluster brightness, your fog light controls. You've got your heated steering wheel, forward collision alert. You've got your adaptive cruise. You've got paddle shifters now. Obviously, Denali centered in the steering wheel. You got this little scrolly wheel that goes through all your information on your gauge cluster. You got your hands-free voice commands. Audio controls are on the back of the steering wheel. You've got your big 13.4-inch full-color HD touch display, your HVAC controls underneath. You've got all your lane departure warning, your parking sensors, auto start and stop, drop the tailgate hazards, traction control, hill descent control, drop all your windows. You've got a USB and a USB-C port hidden here. Hopefully you guys can see that. Your trailer brake controller has been moved to here instead of up on the dashboard, which I think is a good touch. Wireless charging, USB, USB-C. We've got a full power outlet. We've got a organization tray. And that's kind of the quick rundown. Like I said, it is more like a visual comparison to see kind of the details, because that's more or less what it is, in my opinion, is more of the details when it comes to comparing these two trucks. One thing I really, really love, and you guys can probably see it now, is that fade on the wood grain on the upper glove box. So it goes from like a black and fades into the brown. I think that's a really, really nice look. I also am glad that they finally kind of made this a little nicer. So you have kind of a hidden button as opposed to the old like 90s plastic button or plastic handle right there on the glove box. I think that looks really nice. Pretty much the old one that they have down there. They could have changed that too, but I guess we're asking for too much. There's just a look at your door from the inside. Once again, I mean, everything looks really, really nice in here. They've done a fantastic job. The sculpting on the dashboard, just the design on the dashboard, multiple materials. You can see over here, you know, you've got some piano black, you've got the aluminum, then you've got like, it's almost like a brushed aluminum look, but it's not brushed aluminum. If someone knows what this is actually called. It's got like a textured feel to it. Go ahead and let me know. You guys can torture me about not knowing that. Same thing that's on the steering wheel here. Steering wheel feels nice. It's got a good feel to it. You've got the black leather. You got the cross stitching on the steering wheel as well. Everything looks really, really good in here. It's a beautiful truck. Of course, it's a Denali. If you look up top, headliner hasn't changed. You do have the moonroof. You do have the programmable garage door openers, your LED interior lighting, your OnStar buttons. You've got your Bose audio in here. You've got your HD surround vision camera. So it's a pretty well loaded out Denali. This is not a base Denali by any means. However, it is still almost $10,000 less than the Ultimate. So I'm going to shut this down. Keep in mind, part of that pricing too, this has the 3-liter Duramax, like I said, under the hood. And the Ultimate has the 6.2 under the hood. All right, so just like with the other one, we're gonna start in the back. I'm gonna show you the door, give you all a look there. Hopefully, see how many of you notice it. Of course, we do have Alpine Umber interior, so the contrast is a lot more noticeable as opposed to black on black, as it should be. You've got white contrast stitching, we've got the aluminum, we've got the wood grain, and this is full grain leather. So this is a much higher quality leather than you're getting in the standard Denali. You've also got the Denali topographical map embossed into that leather. And if you've ever been in like a leather store where they sell like leather jackets or any of that, it smells, I wish you guys could smell, it smells like leather in here. Like it smells like high quality leather in here, as opposed to in the other Denali that kind of just has that new truck smell, which is honestly just mostly like glue and assembly material. There is a little bit of leather smell, but this smells like a brand new leather jacket in here. It smells awesome if you're into that. On the back of these seats, you can see you still get that topographical map embossed. You've got that white piping, white contrast stitching. Looks, I mean, I absolutely love this interior. I know some people aren't a fan of the brown. Some people are mad that the Ultimate is got brown leather, but for me, I love it, and I'm not usually a brown leather guy. Same thing, 10-quart storage compartments on the back of both seats. You got the armrest drops down, obviously with the cup holders, perforated leather back here, so you do have the heated seats, and there are your controls. Obviously the same as in the Denali. You've also got, it's a little harder to see, but you do have the topographical map right here on the back of the pockets, and you do have the pockets on the back of both seats. If I lift this up, and the Denali, the other Denali has this as well, I just didn't show it. You do have this storage compartment right here under the seat. This is nice, so anything that you put in here, if you hit the brakes, doesn't all come sliding out. Things like a tow chain or jumper cables, any of that you may need, or flares, whatever, first aid kit. But how many of you noticed on the door? Give you another look. Something a little different. You'll notice a tweeter up here. This does have the upgraded Bose audio system as opposed to the standard Bose audio system that you would get in the other Denali. But let's take a look up front. I'm going to stand back, give you all a look at the door. And now let's take a look at your seat. So things are a little bit different here. You can see instead of having it embroidered, we've got the Ultimate, and it's actually a metal badge. You also notice we've got the longitude and latitude of Denali right here on the badge. I think that's a kind of a nice touch. We've got the embossed topographical map. We've got the cross stitching. We've got the white piping. It's just a really, really nice look. You might also be noticing the suede that runs all through this truck. So suede headliner, as opposed to like that standard, I don't even know what that is. It's just kind of like a fabric or like a vinyl. I don't even really know what kind of material that is in the Denali, or what's always been on the roof of the Denali, but this is really, really nice. It looks beautiful. I'm gonna stand back and just kind of give you guys a wide shot of the interior. And you do have that same badge over here on the door. And of course, you've got the big Bose speaker grill. All right, let's hop inside. Now, inside, it's not a huge difference. And I'll show you one thing that I am a little upset about. We'll see if you guys agree with me or not on it. I'm just gonna cycle through this really quickly. All right. So same thing, we've got the same features in here. We've got our power windows, we've got our power mirror controls, we've got our parking brake, we've got our four-wheel drive controls, our mode selector, our headlight controls, gauge cluster brightness, but you might notice right here we've got some buttons that the other Denali did not have, and these are the controls to the 15-inch multicolor heads-up display. And I know it's always really tough to show the heads-up display in video. It really doesn't give it any justice. The heads-up display on this thing is massive. It is a huge display, 15-inch display. I mean, it's bigger. This is a 13.4-inch display, if that gives you any idea of how it actually looks when you're behind the wheel. So there's something that you did not get in the other Denali. We've got our heated steering wheel, we've got our forward collision alert, we've got our paddle shifters, you know, business as usual. Now, I do have one gripe in this thing, and maybe you guys noticed it already. I wish that they had done something different on the dash here, because I think it looks really, really good in the other Denali, and in here we're just kind of back to that like black rubbery plastic kind of a look. So I think they dropped the ball a little bit right there. You know, kind of is what it is. It does look nice aesthetically with this, which is more of like a, once again, this is kind of like this is more brushed aluminum than in the other truck, but it's definitely different. I kind of get the camera in close there so you guys can see. The split between the materials looks really nice. The sculpting, like you get the piano black, you've got the aluminum, you've got this like that brushed look, and then the black dashboard looks nice, especially with that piping and the contrast stitching. Everything looks really good. I'm just not sure why they didn't do something a little more luxury when it came to that glove box section, because it just looks so nice in the other one, but you know, maybe it's not that big of a deal. You guys let me know what you think. Once again, here's a look at your passenger seat. Now, we do have massaging seats in here, something that the Denali doesn't have. In fact, I'll go ahead and hit those controls right now. And you can see tons of different options here on what kind of massage you want. And it works really well. I am currently getting a nice massage. So if massaging seats are something, you're gonna have to go to the Ultimate for that. As far as everything else, you know, controls are the same, electronics are all the same. Up top, you do have, once again, that suede headliner. And just keep in mind that Denali that I showed you first, the white one, is pretty optioned out. So it's not like a base Denali, because you can get them base. You know, no 22s, a lot less interior options, things like that. But for the most part, a lot of it's just visual in here. Of course, the massaging seats and the Bose audio system, I would say, are probably the biggest differences. And of course, the heads-up display. But it really comes down to, in my opinion, which you like visually. Unless, of course, you really want massaging seats or you really want a heads-up display. But also, you can option out the Denali and get that heads-up display as well. But a lot of people ask, you know, they're like, what are the biggest differences between the two? And for the most part, it's the interior. I mean, it's the seats. And I haven't had both of these on the lot in quite a long time, so I figured why not take the opportunity to give you guys a peek at them. I'm sure I missed something. You guys can yell at me. Let me know in the comments. I should have both of these trucks at least for a few more days before they get picked up. So if there's anything on either one of these trucks that you want to see, by all means, let me know in the comments below and I'll do my best to get another video up. It is freezing out here in Massachusetts, so I'm going to go ahead and run inside. As always, I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you made it this far in the video, if you could help me out by just smashing that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Maybe share this video with a friend. Check out martysparts.com for all your GM OEM parts needs, and I will catch you all in the very next video. Thanks again for watching, guys. Take care.